Well, it's Thanksgiving time and we have cut our turkey. We have rolls in the oven, dressing, yams, macaroni and cheese, sauerkraut, green beans, mashed potatoes, corn pudding, 3 Jell-O salad, cranberry, gravy. Ready to eat. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Well, it's Friday the 27th. It is almost 4:15 on the East Coast. We've had enough freezing weather that everything died. We got that compost pile over there going. We got everything covered from that end all the way down to here and a little bit at the end of the okra. And I just ran out of steam. I'm having to go 2 blocks up that way to get leaves. And I went all the way up on that corner to get leaves. There's not as many leaves as normal. See my oak tree there? It hasn't even dropped most of them. The ones over there I get, you can still see a lot of leaves in the tops. And we're going to have to come in here and trim this thing up next year and take out all these trunk things. I might put a little screen around it of plastic greenhouse fabric. And if I could top it off, I'd put some leaves in there and try to insulate it. And for the 4th time, we've cleaned all the pine needles up. There's a few right there, but they're going to stay there. I'm leaving it on this compost pile. I'm going to try to grow some grass on it in the spring. A lot of little weed whacking needs to be done around here. But by and large, it's pretty cleaned up. We pull the dahlias and put a fence around it. We haven't dug them up. The dahlias we pulled them out of the pots, put the wire cages back in there. You can see where the freeze killed stuff. We cut all the cannas off and cut all the caladiums off. And we got those covered with leaves, and I put this little fence around it because I lost a few callas over on the side over there. And these in the front were a little weaker. So this way I can bring out the leaves past the wooden frame. Almost time to go up the country. Amelia's blooming. Rather pretty. Look at all the petals that's dropped. Well, it's time to get our okra pods and see where they're splitting open. And we're just going to cut them off and pull these stalks. We finished covering the garden except for that little teeny place up there. My bride's right here with me, and over there, all those, not all of them have fallen, the top's still up there, but there's enough leaves right over there to get up to fill that little spot down there. And I'm going to pull these over or break them over because they get broken, and my wife will start cutting and put them in her little Wally World bag. That one's ought to shrivel up and it's starting to crack open. You can see the cracks coming in. Usually if the weather's been sort of mild, but normally they would have split open a lot, you know, and the seeds be falling out by now. And then we'll just pull these out. And that one there, see, would normally have split open. It's really surprising. It's a little place there. Well, today's Wednesday the 15th of December. We're getting ready to go up the country. You can see the setting sun over there. Let's see, on the East Coast it's 4:15. This is 2 more bags of pine needles. And this one is full, and the one in front of it is full and on it's squashed up in the front. And we use ramps like you put lawnmowers in the back of vehicles to put those bags in there because we can't lift them off the ground. And we've got most all the pine needles up. The biggest thing is the roof. This is pretty much the end of the season when you've cleaned the garden up, you've covered it with leaves, you've got some leaves in the compost pile. Still We've cleaned all these decks off with the blower. Got all that up in those bags, and the roofs look a little blacker, but this architectural shingle, which is a great shingle, about the best one you could ever buy, the pine nails have a tendency to stick under the little tabs, but most all this is up. And we're halfway through the winter time almost, so we can start looking forward to warm weather. It won't officially happen until the 20th, and then the sun will be at the point where it starts its journey back to the north. And we'll go across the street and see what's going on at the garden. Well, we filled in around the calla lilies that are over in this corner, and the candles there, and we put this fence up because we did, I said before, we lost a few on that edge, and if we come down there again, we might throw a few more leaves in it. The camellia is shedding its flowers. Yeah, we'll see what the garden's doing. Here's a fig tree. You can see how we had tied it up, try to keep these things more vertical. And you can tell that this probably won't make it next year because this is dying. And the leaves are covered from one end to the other. We got all the leaves up. The oak tree finally shed all its leaves. Those up there did too. And they're on this garden. We filled this corner in, put some over there in the compost pile, and all this is cleaned up. Time to go up the country. I've been trimming. I did a big long video last year. I never put it up on this apple tree, and I cut back as many verticals as I could reach. We like to take this shed out here so we can actually get to this part over here, and most of the verticals I cut back last year, I left like 4-inch, 5-inch stubs on them, so they would send out shoots that would develop apples after 2 years on the second year. And I still have a bunch of verticals to take out, and we're going to clean out some of this lower hanging stuff this year and hopefully get rid of that shed and put another one over there by the boathouse. Yeah, nice picture of me walking in the shadows. Got a little grass coming up here, and that's all natural. We didn't put any out. Time to go up the country. Well, the nice thing about Christmas, when it's over, is you have 365 days before you have to do it again. It is still cloudy here on the East Coast today after Christmas, and we did have some rain last night. Expect some more this evening, I think. I've been straightening up in here. I can at least get in and out. I have ordered a new wick and igniter for my kerosene, and that should be here before long. We dug up all our parsley. We generally don't do that, and I said, why don't we just dig them up when we, clean the beds up down at the river cottage and stick them in pots. And they got a little wilted, but boy, they perked up now. Might have to get our dehydrator out. I've thrown away a bunch of jades onto the compost pile, and there's still some more. I got a big one on the porch, and they're fairly big.